And now the results are in. Taking the podium this month for the Cycling Men of Leisure:
Franklin Johnson, Alex Bell, Barbara Sharp, Mandy Johnson, Kip Uthold, Joe Grammer, Dennis Keeler, and honorable mention, Keith and Melanie Erickson.
No kissing of the cheeks, no prize money, no champagne. Just our undying gratitude and the smug satisfaction of getting every regular show 2 days before the general public.
That's right. That's 48-hour gap. Not even Pogacar. You know what? Toddy can close that.
Welcome to the Leisure Breakaway. Catch the sun and seize the day. Push the limit, feel the heat. Listen to the rhythmic beat. Keep on moving, never slow. Where the yellow jersey goes. The Toro is calling out your name. This is the Leisure
All right. Welcome back to Cycling Men of Leisure's mini podcast, The Leisure Breakaway, where we are looking at every stage of the Tour de France and breaking it down. What happened? What didn't happen? Who won? Who should have won? Who didn't win? Anyway, we're at stage 20, second to last stage. Today, the polka dot jersey was decided. The race for yellow is all but settled. Let's break down this truly unforgettable and record-setting day. I am Michael. With me, as always, is my good friend, Adam.
Good evening.
Wow. Let me just tell you, everybody is saying, even the ride producers, all the commentators, all the people that have rode the tour before, they're all saying today was, in fact, the hardest day ever in Tour de France history. I mean, you had some killer mountains, some crazy climbs. It was just insane. But today's distance was 170.9 kilometers for you and I and the rest of America. That is 106.2 miles. Elevation, 5,450 meters. That's 17,880 feet. Yes, 17,880 feet of climb. Average temperature today was in the low to mid 20s. That is Celsius, which would be 73 to 77 degrees in the valley. Much cooler conditions up on the mountain. Let me tell you, let me just tell you, the winner first off was Richard Carapaz, EF Education. Average speed was 35 kilometers. That is 21.7 miles per hour in extreme hills. It was a disappointing day for Sepp Kuss, American rider. The guy got out ahead of the breakaway. In the last 2 miles, he crashed twice. He crashed once coming out of a tunnel, which they didn't have on camera. Tunnel was very dark, so I don't know if, went through the tunnel. It was very bright coming out. He didn't see the curb and kind of clipped the curb. He just basically sat down. He immediately hopped back up on his bike, took off, lost no time at all. Carapaz is coming up behind him about 20 seconds back, flying down a descent, going in to the village, cuts a corner out too far on the left-hand side, the cliff side, hits one of the concrete barricades, and basically puts his, basically winds up setting on top of this barricade. Lost out on time hopping up there. So there weren't big crashes, but they were just little mistakes that were made. And that final one, Carapaz passed him, wound up coming in 30 to 40 seconds ahead of him, wound up winning the race. So it was kind of disappointing for that. I was looking for an American to win, but EF Education is an American team, so we got a victory there. Again, we've got to go back to Toddy. He was in the back group. Again, this has been a fun race because the group, these pelotons, they break up sometimes. But, man, we have had day after day of pelotons breaking into like 5 segments. Yellow jersey, Toddy is in the very back, takes off with like, I don't know, probably 30 miles to go, and just starts riding like crazy. And he starts picking off groups, and he had Del Toro with him. And basically, he became the domestique for Del Toro and basically drug him up the mountain. If he would have had another 10 miles, they probably would have caught the leader. Just incredible. But it was nice to see because he was a good team player today. I mean, he wasn't going for a victory, but Del Toro had really been, really been working hard for him. He's right there at the edge of, well, unless something incredible happens, will win the best young rider. So it was nice to see him put aside any personal ambition and really help him because Del Toro did struggle a little bit. So just crazy, crazy day. Heartbreaking for Sepp Kuss. Fabulous attack by Richard Carapaz. And then Pogacar rode defensively instead of aggressively. So great day. Big mountains. Incredible speeds. What do you got? That's all I got. I mean, it's just incredible. That's all I can say. It was a great day to watch. It was really kind of tiring, actually. You're like, go, go, go. But
all right. So now I have a question.
okay.
Should Richard Carapaz have waited? I mean, usually the answer would be no, right? I mean, he was just doing what he was. It's a race. I mean, but for sportsmanship, for just the feel good moment, I guess, if you will. I'm just curious. I don't know. Just was curious.
When you say waited, you mean like waited for?
Well, I guess
for Kuss.
Yeah. I mean, for them from the crashes and stuff.
There has been times in the tour where like the lead guy or the guy that's in, first place and it's a close race. There have been a couple of times when the leader of the race has went down in a big crash and literally, other teams will slow up the peloton so that they can get back up there just to be true sportsmen because, they don't want to win on that. In this case, when you're in the mountains and that type of thing, I don't really, I mean, it was the last couple miles of the ride, waiting. I don't think so. I mean, okay. It was hard fought. It was the last couple miles of the ride. I see if you're, respecting the team, but this is just an all out effort. It was anybody's game. You weren't just holding back because, this person, has been ahead or something. So I don't think so. I mean, I don't mean to sound like a bad sportsman, but I don't think so.
Okay. I just wanted an opinion because, I mean, like I say, this whole time, this is kind of my first year of really diving in and, looking at and I was truthful with you. I was out chasing the white ball today, but when I got back, I watched the 2 recaps, Tour de France, actually official recaps. And as I was watching it, I felt like, you and I, if we were somehow doing some sort of long distance thing and I led all day long. And then at the very end, I had some sort of mishap or something and I was that close to the end, that's why I just was curious. So I appreciate it. What about the Queen stage? Why did they call it a Queen stage? I kept hearing them Queen stage. Is that because it's the stage before the end?
That I really don't know.
Okay. All right.
I have no idea on that one.
Because what I would hear is, oh, the Queen stage. I'm like, is the Queen there? No, just kidding. But I was just wondering. I'll have to look that up. So, let's see here. I did have another question. This morning I was doing my workout, and because I was
let me stop you right here. I did just look it up. The Queen stage of the Tour de France is the toughest mountain stage of the race.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with that term myself, so thanks for bringing that up.
No problem. So this morning I was doing my workout. I was multitasking and pushing some social media stuff of yesterday's show out, and I was tagging Tour de France, and when I did, it came up and said something along the lines of, "Would you like to hear the most hotline news or whatever?" And I said yes, and we found out that stage 21, due to the wildfires, is going to be shortened. And this morning I threw a question at you and said, "Don't answer tonight on the show." I understand that that they've decided that they're shortening it. Let me see if I have some verbiage here. Why it was shortened. Stage 21 was shortened in connection to serious wildfires affecting France, particularly the region in the southwest area. The Interior Ministry is redeploying police and internal security personnel who had been assigned to the tour. Those officers are needed to protect communities, assist emergency services, and secure fire-affected areas. A shorter course reduces the amount of the roadway requiring police protection. The riders will still appear for their team presentations, but will travel into Paris by bus. Racing begins in the Champs Elysees. 2 extra champ laps have been added before the previously planned portion. Now, here's my question: If Tadej Pogacar was close, or if it were to be not as foregone conclusion of all things considered that Tadej Pogacar will take the overall yellow and go in history with his 5th win. If it were to be close, I asked you this morning, would that decision still be as easy being made? Or
I think so. Honestly, it's not one of those decisions where they're just making it. It's like, yeah, let's just do this it's for an important thing. We all saw the fires out in LA a couple of years ago and things like that. So it makes sense, but is it really going to affect the race? If it was close, would it affect the race? You still got a good distance to run or to ride. Even if it was, they've got 1 point. They always have 1 point on the King of the Mountain on the last day. And that was specifically designed so that if there is a tie in the King of the Mountain on that final day, statistically, they can break that tie. So I don't really see that would be a big deal. You're shortening it. It may have some effect on somebody who was thinking, you know what, I'm feeling super great, and the rest of these guys are, really sluggish in something. I can outlast them, and maybe a long day would serve me better, but not really. Because tomorrow, honestly, well, in the case of tomorrow, you're going to see a lot of ceremonial, celebratory stuff, and then the race will intensify the closer you get to Paris. So,
gotcha.
Get onto the Champs-Elysees and that kind of thing. It'll get a little bit more exciting. So I would say no, to answer your question.
For historical significance, if Pogacar is able to win, he will join a large group of individuals who have won 5, and it says no rider has ever officially won more than 5. There was a guy who did, but those have been scratched.
Well, it's called drugs. It's called illegal. Don't get me going on it.
I know he's your favorite. So
yeah, of course, yes.
So tomorrow we have 88.7 kilometers, about 55 miles. That's nothing. You and I do 55 miles all the time.
Yeah, but we don't do 55 miles going 30, 40 miles an hour or more.
True. Got it was reduced by about 27 miles or 44 kilometers. So then in all kinds of photographs, it says lots of all kinds of. Let's see. It says here's what to say: traditional photographs and celebrations for Pogacar. That's pretty bad when AI is already asking it to formulate my news stories for tomorrow. And it says there'll be all kinds of photographs for him tomorrow. So
they're going to assume he's going to finish this ride, which I think is a pretty safe assumption. So.
Now, there is some questions going back and forth whether the shorter distance will create a faster and more aggressive race. Will you see something more, since it is shorter, people can go, all out. That is kind of one of the interesting pieces. So not sure.
Everything is pretty much set. I mean, it really is. I mean, there's still who's going to be second, who's going to be third, but there's still a pretty good size separation there. So honestly, I think as rough and tough as this tour has been with the temperatures and the distance like today and the day before, I think everybody's just going to be satisfied to finish it. I think nothing is going to really change. I could be wrong, but I think all the jerseys are set. I think you'll see the podium finishes just like the podium is currently. I think you'll see, obviously Tadej first, Remco second, and Del Toro third. It's my prediction.
So if I am at home and I have been paying attention to Adam and Michael, Michael and Adam, on this particular mini series, you have definitely taken the lead. So we appreciate that. If I am listening right now, what would be the incentive of listening tomorrow? Besides, of course, saying you made the whole marathon of Adam and Michael's miniseries, what would I be? Is there something to be watching out for, like a push by Del Toro to maintain third, or Remco, Evenepoel, doing something? I mean, something to look forward to tomorrow. What would you say?
Well, just listening to us, if you're just looking for us as opposed to the ride, there you go. I think we'll have some interesting things to bring up tomorrow in our discussion. But as far as watching the ride, like I said, I think there's going to be more celebratory type stuff. And it's always interesting to watch them go into Paris and ride down to the Champs-Élysées, around the Arc of the Triumph, that kind of thing. But I think we'll have something to add tomorrow.
Cool.
That will make it not just, hey, look at that, just exactly what we've been expecting, but I think we'll have a little bit more information to add.
Perfect.
That's my goal, at least.
Well, I want to tell you that a few community members have reached out and said they're highly enjoying the series and appreciate that. We received fan mail from our good friend Alex Bell about the other episode that we put out, one of our main episodes. So at this time, I believe, if not 4:00 Eastern time, if you're paying attention, you're getting this on Sunday, you'll see an episode, unless you're a subscriber. That's why Alex Bell was able to put out a fan mail. And you too could become a subscriber. But a lot of people are really enjoying this. You and I have recorded every night somehow, some way, except for the one night the aliens abducted you, but they brought you back. So we appreciate that. Fire in the Sky. I remember when that happened, and I'm glad you're back. So,
yeah, so
but do you remember where you were? Arkansas.
I was in Arkansas.
Well, buddy, all right. In that case, I'm sad to say, but only 3 more times are you going to get to hear the following.
Welcome to the Leisure Breakaway. Catch the speed. Keep on moving, never slow. Where the yellow jersey goes. The Toro is calling out your name. This is the leash.